got one of these Hot Logic Mini slow cookers. I've used it in the house several times, frozen entrees, leftovers and everything, and it works out pretty good. I've got my ditch kit here. Here in Iowa, when I'm out traveling in bad weather conditions, or just any time really, I've always got MREs, coffee, other drinks, snacks, just in case, you know, I'm somewhere where I can't get anywhere else. And I've used it before to heat up MREs, and it's worked out pretty good when everything's room temperature. What I do is I kind of mash the MREs down in there, and then I add about 10 ounces of water just for a hot water bath while they're cooking, and that has worked out pretty good. So I was curious to see what would happen if I had this configuration in my truck here in Iowa in the wintertime, left it in overnight, and everything was frozen. I decided to do this video after I'd already frozen the MREs with the water in the Pyrex, and I had the Hot Logic in the freezer too to simulate everything being in a very cold situation, such as in your car overnight. It was in the freezer for 4 hours. The water was frozen, not 100% complete, but pretty close for this test here. I did contact Hot Logic and ask them about this situation here that I'm doing. You know, I didn't know, would the heat plate break? I know it's a slow cooker and it heats up slowly, only takes 75 watts. And they did get back to me pretty quick and indicated that other people had indicated that they had done this before. And yes, it does take a little bit longer to heat everything up, but you know, that's the trade-off. It's frozen. I had found with these MREs in a water bath in the house, roughly an hour, hour and a half, they were well ready to eat. But remember, these are not frozen like other frozen entrees. So at room temperature, about an hour, hour and a half, they were ready to eat. How long will it take when they're in a water bath that is frozen and the Hot Logic Mini is very cold also? Okay, it's been right about 2 hours now. Had a road trip to take, so I had it here in the truck with me. Ooh, steam. I don't know if you could see that. Definitely not frozen anymore. Not quite warm enough to eat. I'll let it go another hour, get back to you. Okay, time got away from me there. Been about 3.5 hours. Ooh, lots of steam. Hope you can see that. By the way, here, this MRE is the Asian style beef strips. I really love these things. Wow, that's hot. And then I have the marinara sauce with meatballs. I hope you can see that steam. This, ooh, that is hot, guys, hot. Okay, so that 10-ounce water bath with the MREs packed down here in the Pyrex 6-cup bowl. 3.5 hours from frozen to more than hot enough to eat. Okay, so 3.5 hours, you know, that's a fairly long time, but you gotta remember, everything was frozen solid. And hey, if you're stuck in a snowstorm or a blizzard or something and you've got nowhere to go, you've got nothing but time on your hands. I'll do some more testing and I'll put the results in the comments below. What I'm thinking is leaving this Hot Logic with a couple of MREs in it in this configuration. Yeah, it'll freeze, but I'll just leave it in the truck. Then I don't have to carry it back and forth, back and forth. The dish kit, I think I will. Anyway, if I ever get into a situation, I can just turn on that inverter and get this thing heating up, and in a couple hours I'm good to go. Now, I will have to do a review sometime on my ditch kit, but I've got other methods of heating and cooking in this ditch kit from one of those survival websites. Very, very similar to the MRE heaters. It's just a little pad of an ingredient that you add a little water to. I've got it in a coffee mug to make hot coffee, and I have a bowl in which I could do this exact same thing here with one of those MRE style heater cookers. Okay, well, that's it, guys. 3.5 hours. I think probably actually maybe at 3 hours this would have been hot enough to eat. So we'll call it 3 hours. Let's call it 3 hours, and you've got a nice hot meal when you're stuck in your car somewhere where you can't get anywhere else.